The crowd gathered behind the fence as the wrecking ball swung once more, a deep groan of steel followed by bricks caving inward. Dust rolled across the east wing, where the old arcade once pulsed with neon and laughter. Hannah Mercer, standing in the front, remembered being a girl clutching quarters, the buttery smell of popcorn wafting from the theater. Her reverie cracked when a foreman's shout ripped the air. "Stop! Engines off!" The wrecking ball froze mid-air. Workers cursed, pointing into the rubble. A man stumbled over to the foreman, pale beneath his helmet. "We hit something," he said, loud enough for the crowd. "Not just stone." The murmurs sharpened instantly. Is it a body? Could it be them? Hannah's instincts snapped alive. She slipped her badge from her jacket, ducked under the tape. "Detective Mercer," she said. "Show me." Dust still hung in the air as the foreman led her forward. In the exposed foundation lay a pale shape wedged between broken slabs. Hannah crouched closer, heart tightening. Not a mannequin, not debris. Bone. By nightfall, the site was flooded with flashing lights, reporters circling like vultures. The whispers spread. Had the missing 7 finally been found? Ashford's old wound, torn open. Captain Frank Delgado stood with Hannah as forensics worked beneath harsh portable lamps. Decades old. Could be them. Hannah's jaw was taut. It is. Ashford hadn't forgotten the children lost in 1999, even if time had tried to bury them. Now the mall itself was coughing up ghosts. Families were notified. Some sobbed, some went silent, some whispered disbelief. Rosa Ortiz's voice cracked across the phone line. "Jessica's been there all along," she cried. Hannah promised her what truth she could. Forensic proof would take time. Rosa's breath rattled. "Don't let them bury her again!" Soon the police station brimmed with pressure. Endless phone calls, cameras at the doors, questions digging like knives. Delgado assigned Hannah the lead. The missing faces of 7 kids stared from the corkboard, familiar to Hannah, who had shared their classrooms, their hallways, their adolescence. She was 12 when they vanished. Now it fell to her to find them. More remains surfaced, long bones, spines, fragments of jaw. A child's silver bracelet etched with the name Kim. Then a torn backpack with a library card inside. Evan Daniels. Each discovery struck Hannah like a stone. And then came the Polaroid, a grainy photo of all 7 children in the mall's food court, smiling, mid-laughter. In the blurred background, half hidden in shadow, a man stood watching. Someone had been there with them. Someone who never surfaced in the original investigation. Hannah dug into old city records, and there it was. In 1997, 2 years before the disappearances, the East Wing's concrete slab had been quietly repoured. The contractor, Charles G. Whitman. His company dissolved shortly after the children vanished. His trail had gone cold. But in a rotting cabin near the reservoir, hidden in an old trunk, Hannah found proof he hadn't just killed, he collected. Dozens of Polaroids, the children at the carousel, in corners of the mall, smiling, always watched, always documented. The hunter had kept trophies. The town ignited, protests roared, reporters filled every street corner. Investigators found more trophies hidden beneath the mall. Boxes of clothing, notebooks, toys, hundreds of Polaroids. It was no longer just a cold case, it was a reckoning. Then Whitman reappeared, not in person, but in the present tense, a package at the station. Inside, a Polaroid of Hannah herself, taken outside the barricaded mall only days earlier. Whitman hadn't vanished. He was watching her. The confrontation came at midnight, in the hollow carcass of the Ashford Mall. Hannah walked where the children had walked once, flashlight cutting moldy air, her heart hammering. Footsteps echoed above, a tall shadow, and then a boy, a hostage, not an apprentice, pressed to Whitman's side. "Another photograph, detective," Whitman sneered, Polaroid camera raised. The hunter lunged. Shots rang. Blood spread. The mall swallowed the echoes. But Whitman's cathedral was finally uncovered. A hidden basement, walls lined with hundreds of Polaroids, sealing 2 decades of horror. His reign of watching, hiding, and burying ended there, with his final words, "Check the water." Even in death, he left only shadows. Ashford tried to heal. The mall came down piece by piece, its rubble combed for remains. A bronze carousel horse was raised as a memorial, etched with the names of the lost. Still, bones surfaced from rivers and reservoirs. Whitman's reach wound farther than the mall. Yet amidst grief, one boy lived, Eli, pulled alive from the hunter's trap, proof that someone walked out. And Hannah Mercer, whose childhood had been haunted by missing posters on cafeteria walls, carried her own promise. She touched the photographs, the notebooks, the fragments recovered from the mall.